My name is Christoph. I'm from Puzzle ITC. We're located in Bern, Switzerland. So we're doing everything from A to Z, from development until platform engineering. So I'm a platform architect and lead of CI/CD team at Puzzle. So we're heavily running Dagger pipelines and trying to find customers and convince them to use Dagger also. And today I'm going to show how you can keep your modules updated. I think many started building Dagger modules and then they lay around from some time, and sometimes you forget to update them, and then the new Dagger version, I know that you're building really fast. So at the Dagger Hacks Night, we had 2 releases the same day. So it's sometimes hard to keep up. So I was trying to find solutions how we can automate the updates of our Dagger modules and pipelines. We see here the content of a Go module. We have important files like Dagger JSON. There we see the Dagger engine version, and also when we install other Dagger modules, then you see there the version of the related Dagger modules. Then Go mod, Go sum are the package management for Go, and it's also important that they're updated. So for me, a solution to keep our software up to date is to use Renovate bot. So I thought, we're gonna try this one. You just activate Renovate. We can use it on GitHub, and then we have everything we need. But it wasn't that easy. So Renovate bot does not know anything about Dagger. It doesn't know about Dagger modules. It just knows about software, dependencies, libraries. So I had to find out a way how we can teach him to renovate Dagger the right way. So I'm gonna show you one of our modules that we have at Puzzle. It's a clone. I cloned it. It's a Helm module, so we can release our Helm charts, and we use that internally. And it's also on Daggerverse, so you can use it when you'd like to use them. We see I have 21 pull requests, and all those pull requests will update some Go dependencies. I'll check one of those pull requests. The check, my pipeline here is also Dagger pipeline. It is all green, it's all good, but what we saw that the pull request is not good, and we have some problems that the Renovate bot it cannot update the artifacts because there are some Go runs that don't go through. So then I saw, that's not the way we have to do it. So it would be better when we have just pull requests that are related to the Dagger engine, because the Dagger engine knows how to update the module. So when you update new version of your Dagger CLI, then you can easily update your modules. But I have to see how we can do it with our Renovate bot. So for this, I'm just gonna check out the repository, because I'm gonna work on this one. So I have here my repository with different Dagger modules. The Helm module directory is the most important module that we have. So I'm gonna check here the branch of one of those pull requests. And then I'm going to do a Dagger develop so that I can update my module locally. Then we see the changed files. We see here we need to update to the newest Dagger version. I hope you didn't release one some minutes ago. This will bust my demo, but we will see. Then we also see that the Go mod and Go sum are updated and everything works. We can also call the functions. That's for me just to compile the module and to see if it's running. So this is good, it works. But we see there are missing parts of the renovation. We really have to renovate it the right way. So this is what I tried, and I built a Dagger Renovate, and I did it as a Dagger module. So I just thought we need some configuration of Renovate. So this here is a normal Renovate configuration. I have to set some limits, and with this configuration, there we have the 21 pull requests that are open. So I thought we have to tell Renovate how to update the version of our Dagger JSON. So I had to define a custom manager, and with this custom manager, it will go on GitHub, the releases, go to Dagger, see what's the newest release, and then update our Dagger JSON file with the newest version. So I'm gonna run my Renovate pod and see if it's gonna do the update how we expect it. So I have my call prepared. It's gonna start. I'm gonna show my implementation later, but we're gonna see, and hopefully it's gonna run through.
Well, you did say earlier in a chat with you that you did your sacrifice to the demo gods, right? So we're good.
Yes. Yeah, we see we already have some output from the renovate command, so that's hopefully looking good.
Nice. And we had some, while this is loading, we had a user say that they're really interested in this use case because they're using Renovate as well, but they're not using Dagger. So this is opening up to how to do this. It's great.
Great. Now we see the pull requests are decreasing. That's because I said I don't want to have the Go dependencies renovated, so they will close all the Go related pull requests. And what's popping up here is a pull request for our module test. So this module now will have a pull request, and you see that the engine version is updated correctly. But yeah, it's just one part of the update. As I showed, we have also to run Dagger develop, and that was then the most difficult part, how we can run Dagger develop inside the renovate. So for this, we also need then an extended configuration that we see how we can update. We have to define allowed commands that we can run inside Renovate. And then I needed special package rules for Dagger that it will I had some prefix. We saw that on the pull request that it's named module and then the path to the module. And the commands after will be that I install the the version of the Dagger CLI that is mentioned or updated before in the Dagger JSON file. And then we run Dagger develop. And with this, we will have everything updated that we need to.
And Christoph, this is
Yes.
kind of interesting, right? Because a lot of people, if you're working just locally, the typical workflow is first go download, the latest Dagger version, and then just run Dagger develop on your local module, and that will update your Dagger JSON for you. And of course, if you run into errors, there's a problem. But it may well, if it works, if the code generation and everything just works, then at least you've gotten a certain level of smoke testing done at that point. This way, because you're doing it with automation, it's more like, okay, first I need to know what is the latest version of Dagger out there. Let's just put it in Dagger JSON, assuming, that's what we're going to work with, and then run Dagger develop. So yeah, interesting. When you have to automate things, sometimes because you want to get that change in first. It makes me wonder about the idea of instead maybe running this in a different execution environment and then creating a pull request. If you just ran Dagger develop and made a pull request after with the changes that were generated. So yeah, really, really interesting.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm really using it. Then when we have the pull request, then all my tests will run through. So I see then how everything works. I can easily merge it, and I don't have to do all manually. So now we're gonna use the latest configuration here and run renovation again. And hopefully we'll get the expected result. So we still have.
Yeah, I have a question actually, Christoph. I have a question.
Yes.
So I never used the Renovate before. Actually, I didn't knew about that. Could you give a quick introduction to that tool?
Yes, Renovate bot or also Depender bot. These are just bots you can use to update your dependencies. So Renovate bot is integrated with GitHub. For open source projects, you just can activate it, and then it will, as you see here, it will do some pull requests for you, and it will scan your repository, find dependencies that can be Docker images, every known programming language, and also GitHub Actions, and then it will do pull requests for you, so that you don't have to find the updates yourself.
Okay, that's so cool.
Thanks. So let's check it run through. That's a good sign. Now we see there's some checks running and the changed files. Now I'm happy. We have the engine version updated. We got here go mod go sum. Everything is updated how we do it locally when we do the Dagger develop. So when the checks are running through, then I'm confident that everything was good, and then I can merge this pull request, and after that, we can increase the version and release our module. But this is only one part because I don't want to do this locally. So for this, we need another workflow. And this workflow then should run on GitHub. Yes. So now I have to change the repository. So I have the latest of my new module. So I create my renovation workflow, and I prepared a workflow that you can use on any GitHub repository. You just have to have your Dagger Cloud token. That's the only thing that you have to prepare before. And you also have to give your GitHub token write access to your repository. And then it takes everything out of your context. So you don't have to change here anything. Also, the repositories are just configured that it's only your repository that it will renovate. So normally you have one renovate bot renovating everything, but I thought it's better that I just have one for my repository here. So
I loved you using the Dagger CLI in there with Dagger Core and pulling one file from the Git repo and exporting it to the local GitHub Actions runner. And if folks didn't catch that, maybe bring it up on the screen one more time. It's pretty, it's pretty cool use of Dagger CLI within the GitHub Actions workflow.
Yes, so I had to use the Dagger Core to get my configuration file out of the repository where my Dagger Renovate is. Perhaps you have a better idea how to do things like this, but we can improve that.
No, I mean, I think it's great. I mean, that's, it's really, really cool and very explicit of, I love that you're using Dagger to pull that file and drop it on your runner, and then running Dagger call with all your arguments. Yeah, it's very explicit. It's very clear. So yeah, I love it.
Okay, thanks. So we're gonna check now our module. It's a manual action at this time, so I will then add some schedules, but we see here the renovate action, and I can start it manually. So we have the same command as running it locally. So it will not do anything because I already have the pull requests. So you see here it's starting the Dagger engine, and then the Dagger engine is running. It will do all the work for us. I'd like to show my implementation of the bot. So it's just two methods. It's one that's preparing my renovate container. So I first started to use the renovate image, the official image, and try to give him the rights to run the Dagger CLI, but I was not successful how to implement it this way. So I started using a Docker in Docker container and installing Renovate on top of it. So this container can run the Dagger engine and can start containers. So this here is the base, which I'm using then for my GitHub action, GitHub function. I need some read token that it can get the releases from Dagger, and then the write token that it can write do the pull requests. It needs the Docker socket, and then I give him some repositories. With the newest version, 18.6, you shouldn't use a parameter named debug. This will crash your module. So I had to rename it. But then I just using the Renovate container, giving in some needed configuration. I put in the config file, and then I just can start Renovate. I need some special permissions that I can run Docker in Docker. But with that I have a solution that works.
Very cool. And so you were running into a name, like a reserved word problem with debug?
Yes, when I did the update from 18.5 to 18.6, it told me that I have the same parameter twice.
Ah.
Yeah.
And, sorry, go ahead, Christoph.
Okay. So that was for my demo. I'm happy that it was successful.
No, this is really cool, and it's really cool to see in the chats too that people are thinking about this use case for their own stack too. So one of the questions that came in is that they use a centrally managed Renovate instance, so it's hard to add custom settings. So does the repo level Renovate JSON suffice in this case?
I had to do some configuration for self-hosted Renovate. This is the config that you saw, and the renovation configuration of the repository is not enough. You can update the engine version, but you cannot do then the Dagger develop.
Got it. Awesome. And I think I know some of the people who are asking questions and then chatting back. So it's good. I would love to start a thread on this when we have the demo forum too, because other people who might be looking into this as a solution would probably love to see that conversation continue in there. So I'll ping some of the
great.
chat there. But it's also, do you mind going to the, actually, or maybe this is great, but for people who are watching who may be new to Dagger, and looking at the functions and the modules he built and the bot, if any of that is like overwhelming to you or you're not sure where to get started, this is just a reminder to people watching that the goal of these calls is to show these types of examples on how people who are already using Dagger are using it. But if you're just getting started, go to our docs. We have an amazing quick start. Jeremy's team has been working tirelessly on improving all that. We have an agents one, we have the CI one, so go in there and check it out, and that's going to walk you through everything from building your first function to modules to building your agents. So just a reminder to anyone who's watching, if you are confused at all or you want more understanding of those, our docs are going to be the best place to go, and then obviously our Discord for any questions too. So just wanted to remind.
Yeah, this is not Christoph's first time touching Dagger. He's been working for a while.
This is like me watching a cooking show and then thinking I can cook what they just did, and not really seeing. I mean, the basics first. So go back to the cookbook. So just wanted to remind folks if they're new watching, but go for it, Christoph.
Okay, thanks. I'm just going to do a short wrap up. So for me, the biggest thing was to run Dagger in a module that is started by Dagger, and the Renovate is also in between. So it's I had some special behavior when my CLI on the host didn't have the same version as the CLI inside my Renovate container. It killed from inside my outside engine, and then I was stuck. So yeah, there's some things that we really have to have the same version so that it works, because it's using the same Docker daemon. So that's some things that I run into, and yeah, it's a bit a complex layout. So that's the challenge that I had. It was the nesting, what I showed here, or using the debug argument, and also those who know Renovate a bit. So there's some configuration hierarchy that will override your configuration, or you have some state in your repository when you close pull request, then it will be skipped afterwards. Or also the repository configuration, when I had the recommended config in there, it won't renovate my tests or my examples. So there's some things to consider, but I will provide everything as documentation with my Renovate module. So I'll have some ideas. So it's great that we started a thread on this one. There's some small things that I have to fix, and also one thing would also be to update the Dagger module dependencies when you install another module. So you're using some other modules inside your module. You need to also to update those dependencies. And Jeremy, I saw that there's some working there that I can get the latest version, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll pop it into the chat as well, that we've got well, it looks like it kind of spread my comment over a couple but you get the idea. There's a couple issues there where we're talking about keeping the semver versions of modules, in the module themselves, in the Dagger JSON. So the installed versions, keeping track of them a bit better could make it easier as you're trying to update all the dependencies. So something that we're working on.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so that's some work to do, also to support other platforms like GitLab or run it locally to any Git repository. So yeah, happy to talk with you when you would like to give some comments or work on the Renovate bot.